Hi everyone, it's the EnglishSimmer here, and a happy new year to you all. Every new year for the last few years, I've actually asked you lot, which mods have you not been able to play The Sims 4 without for the year? And I asked it again this year, and so many of you got in touch with like a whole host of different mods, and a lot of them I've never actually officially had in my game. There were obviously the main culprits such as UI cheats, MC Command Center, Slice of Life, and Basemental. I only have never played with Basemental because we all know that YouTube and Twitch would definitely demonetize me if I did. All of these will be linked down below, and then we'll also be checking them out in my game, and I'll kind of talk about whether I can see myself continuing to use them for the rest of the year, or if I like enjoy them but I can't really see them being a staple. So for the first one, loads of you probably know about this one, and a lot of you also probably use it. I feel like this is honestly, it's kind of the MC Command Center for build mode, and it is Twisted Mexie's Better Build By mod. Honestly, this just helps with debug. You can also like change your lights using this in build mode. It basically like fixes build mode, which I think is so important. So let's have a little look at how it works. Obviously, down here, I have organized debug on. You have the Better Build and Buy in the tagged system, and here you can do organized debug, which I think is super helpful if you are a builder or love doing interiors. Ignore unlocks is also here. That's for like career unlocks. Obviously we have that super long cheat, and now this just includes it, which is really, really nice. So in case you don't want to like type out that cheat, I didn't know that this was actually part of this mod. I feel like this may have been included this year because I feel like I would have downloaded it before now if I knew that this existed, but you can actually shift click on a light. This is game changing for me. You have no idea how many times I've said I wanted this to be available in build mode. I am a gamer gal. I absolutely love my LED lighting, my smart lighting. I'm sorry. I know some people find RGB tacky. I'm a really gay boy and I love it. That's what RGB stands for, right? So I use like lighting under cabinets, under beds, an awful lot. And now you can actually just change the color of a light by doing a cheeky little shift click. Also, another thing I want to point out, if we go to packs, one of the biggest criticisms that I've seen about kits is that they don't have their own filter. They're just all listed under kits. With Better Build and Buy, they actually do have their own. So if we go to show all, you can just choose the kit that you want to see, which is perfection. This next one is actually quite a small mod, and only one of you suggested this, but I feel like we're on the same wavelength, we're riding the same vibe, because I love the details in The Sims 4. I always have, I always will. In any simulation game, I really just love checking out the tiny little details. And this is like something that I can't actually believe isn't in the game. But this is called the Automatic Beards mod, and basically it allows your Sims facial hair to grow over time. You can also trim and shave your beards. You can also buy growth tonics, which really reminds me of Red Dead Redemption 2. I always have Arthur looking a little bit scraggly in that game, and I am here for it. It comes with challenges, namely that of almost unbearable itchiness. After a few days of stubble, Sims with low hygiene may start to feel itchy and a bit miserable. So it has an effect on the emotions. Obviously, we have little Morty here, and he has his little like stubble and his little mustache, but we're gonna send him over to the kitchen sink, and then we're gonna choose his beard color. He has black, salt, and pepper. Mortimer's beard color has been changed. I have it set to a short lifespan, but I actually want to see how the beard will grow. There we go. We now have a PC, and then if you click on order, you can Purchase beard growth tonic. Sourced from the finest of rare ingredients and oils, Simply Simple Beard Tonic. Wow, try saying that 3 times fast. Is sure to accelerate that beard growth today. Let your masculinity flourish. I kind of wish it wasn't gendered, but hey ho, I'll overlook it. Grow a beard in 1 day. Only tested in limited trials. Oh, we can only get 1? Thanks for ordering. The tonic can be found in his inventory. Okay, here we go. And we are gonna drink that tonic. So it kind of works the same sort of way as medicine. They can almost feel the hair growing. The strange tangy taste of that beard growth tonic has given Mortimer a warm, fuzzy, energetic feeling all over. Morty's hair just came in. Oh my goodness. His beard grew. I actually really like how the beards grow around the facial hair that they already had, because it actually adds some really interesting, and this was in the mod description, but it adds some really interesting like depth and also like beard combinations that we don't have in the game. I always feel like we need so many more facial hairs. Boom! It took like what? Okay, it took to the evening of the very first day for Morty to get a full beard after drinking the tonic. Full beard, and he has a confident emotion from it. It took a few days, but your beard has finally grown in. It gives you a confident sense of accomplishment. Again, I don't really like how this is like super gendered, and I also found out that your feminine frame sims, or if they are set to female in the create sim binaries that currently exist, they actually don't have the option. So this is actually only available for masculine sims. I'm not sure if it's available for teenagers. I would want to say yes, because I feel like teens can grow facial hair. You can kind of see like his mustache, but he can also shave it. So if you go to a sink, you can trim or shave. So we are gonna trim it to a stubble, considering he has a full beard. And let's see how this goes. Oh my goodness, stop! He has his own little razor and it comes with an animation. Wow, I was not expecting that. It's kind of like the brushing one. So there we go. He's back to having his stubble. And then you can just shave it off completely. So we'll have him... Stop it. Oh my goodness, stop that right now. Why am I obsessed with this? The fact that he like actually has a razor and he has little like shaving foam on his face. This is the coolest thing ever. Stop. This may be one of the coolest mods I have ever downloaded. And now he's back to what he had in Create Sim. So like I said, it just defaults to what you've actually chosen for your sim. It doesn't go back to only being like a fresh face, which is really, really nice. I actually prefer that over just a fresh face. How this mod slipped by me is beyond me. This is something that I have been asking of The Sims 4 for years. If you've ever heard me talk about wanting the Hobbies pack in The Sims 4, you will know that I really want Sims to be talented at something, or maybe if they find something difficult but they still enjoy doing it, then the skill doesn't go up quite as much as if they were talented in it. And this mod adds it. Lumpino, I will hold my hands up and say I have never used one of their mods, but I'm fairly sure there's 2 or 3 by this mod creator. And clearly they're making the mods that everybody's wanting to see because so many of you suggested this creator. This is basically everything that I wanted when it came to hobbies, and it affects all the skills that we currently have in the game. Whilst we're waiting for Mortimer's hair to grow, we're actually gonna check out his Simology panel because I have the optional like role when leaving Create a Sim for my talents and weaknesses. So here we have gardening and fishing, green thumbs, fish whisperer. This sim is naturally talented at connecting with the environment. They'll have an easy time growing their fishing and gardening skills. Logic, a hard pass on hard sciences. Not everyone is born a scientist. For some sims, developing rocket science and logic knowledge will take longer than for others. So that means his skills will go up in an accelerated rate for gardening and fishing. However, for rocket science and logic, they'll actually take longer to go go up. So it's definitely just like being talented or not so great at something, which is what I wanted to see when it came to Hobbies. He's a gifted player, so he naturally knows how to game. However, he gets lost in the scales. Music is hard and not all Sims have an easy time of it. Oh no, why do I feel like that's gonna be me trying to teach myself freaking acoustic guitar? However, there is also an option to change this. So even if your Sims do roll, but you still want to change it, you can go to actions and then you can go to talents, weaknesses, and blocked skills. And here you can remove all talents, remove all weaknesses, or just remove one. So let's remove a talent. Let's get rid of gardening and fishing. However, then let's add another talent. So you can have acting, natural born actor, charisma, comedy, cooking, dancing, fitness, gardening and fishing, handiness, logic, mischief, music, painting and photography, parenting, programming, singing, video gaming, and writing. I'm gonna have him be good at parenting, potential super parent. Teenagers can have talents and weaknesses. However, kids cannot. So Alex doesn't actually have them. But I do think it's really, really nice that teens are also able to have them, because I feel like that's when I kind of wish that kids could have them as well, but I guess they don't have as many skills, so it kind of wouldn't make as much sense. Of course, another one by Lumpino. I said there was a couple, and this is the first impressions mod. This allows your Sims to feel a sentiment towards another Sim when they first meet them. So if you like approaching weirdos in the middle of the street, this is a mod for you. You can become like affectionate towards someone and have like a flirty, enamored feeling towards them. You can feel like they're good people. You can have a crush on someone. You can feel insecure, interacted with a weird Sim. You know that's for the Nancy Langrabs of the world. I just don't like you. Sometimes you meet people that you just don't mesh with, and now your Sims can do the same. Wow, as I did that, my fingers literally didn't mesh together. That was so rude. I sent little Morty out and about, so let's give a funny introduction to Melee over here and see if he gets a first impression about her. There we go. The sentiment has just popped up in his little thought bubble. So if we then open our Sim profile, they both actually get sentiments towards each other, which is really nice to see. We gave her a funny introduction. So Mortimer's sentiments about Melee. There's just something about Melee that seems to vibe in a way that appeals to little old Morty. Apparently, she's a very interesting Sim, a sentiment of appreciation, whereas she is feeling that Morty is a funny Sim. Impossible not to notice that this Sim has a striking sense of humor. Ooh, let's go we'll try and give a rude introduction to Marcus, which honestly I feel like is a pretty bad idea. Like, I feel like he's always a gym teacher, and therefore, like, look at his freaking he could deck me. He could punch me into next week. Why am I deciding that a rude introduction? So Morty's sentiments about Marcus, annoying. Sentiment of dislike. Well, Mortimer has barely met this Sim, but already finds them notably annoying. And Marcus feels that Mortimer is rude. Definitely is played on by like their traits and also the introductions that you choose to have with the Sim. There's being honest, and then there's being plainly rude for no purpose other than, well, being rude. As a content creator, it's a sentiment I know well. This Sim has appeared to Marcus to be the kind to indulge in that. Woohoo! Those two are not gonna get along. Okay, I'm gonna run now. Bye! Actually, let's do one more. We're just gonna give a normal, feel like most people introduce themselves in a friendly manner in The Sims 4. So let's see how this one goes. First impression, strong-minded. This Sim has a very confident, empowered vibe, be it real or just a facade. And Dominic feels that Morty is fun to be around. Immediately upon meeting the Sim, Dominic has the distinct feeling that they're good-tempered and fun to be around. That's sick. I've played that for what? 3 minutes and I've already seen 3 different first impressions based on like the traits and how I introduce myself. I love that. This is staying in my game, absolutely. I am not removing this mod. This is a mod that I've definitely talked about before. I've retweeted it on Twitter. The Pancake One and Mizuyuki have been incredible for my game personally over the last year throughout 2021. I think they were making the mods that I desperately wanted and that I know a lot of you wanted. However, I never actually downloaded this one. You know, when your Sims are in a conversation and then a random townie like walks up to them, I always find it's the worst when you're trying to flirt with someone, because like Eliza Pancakes will just square up next to you on a bar stool and join your conversation, and then you can have like 8 Sims go across the conversational bar, and then it will turn into an awkward encounter, and like all of the flirtations will just go out the freaking window, all because of Eliza Pancakes. You can now just right click on a Sim with this mod to remove them from your conversation. What the heck? How is that not in the game? We're gonna have everybody join in on this conversation just to show you how the removing a Sim works. So for example, considering Marcus doesn't like us the most right now, and we just want to continue this conversation with Dominic, we are just gonna do a handy dandy right little click on Marcus Flex. That is unbelievable. That is bloody becking lovely, and I appreciate Mizuyuki and the Pancake One for that freaking mod. Oh my word. Oh, Eliza Pancakes is not gonna be a pancake in my ass for much longer. You lot know I absolutely adore Kawaii Stacy, and this is the Education System Bundle mod. Basically, what it does is you can enable your toddlers to go to preschool. They can go into a public one, or they can go into a private one. They wear different uniforms, so they'll wear formal wear if you send them to private. They'll wear their regular clothes if you send them to public. You also have to pay for private schools. You have the Better Schools mod, which basically affects both high school and also primary, elementary school. Is that what they call it in The Sims? Yes, it's an American simulator. Build skills at school, very, very helpful indeed for both kids and teens. And you are able to have more interactions, which is really nice. They can have like a toy day, they can like text their friends, they can like play on their phone, which, let's be real, we all sort of did in school and university. The Smarter Homework mod, I've actually covered this in past videos like this. Basically, when Sims do homework or projects, they'll build skills, which is really, really nice. And this kind of just bundles everything together in a really nice package. And then you also have access to online schooling. I'm not going to show you absolutely everything that comes with the education mod. However, we are gonna sign little Adam up to preschool. So you have homeschool. This toddler will not attend private or public school, but instead will be taught by the parents/caregivers at home. Enroll your toddlers in our private school and let them get a taste of the future. You'll be charged 50 simoleons each school day. We provide a rich and nurturing atmosphere for your child's cognitive, social, emotional, and physical growth, all whilst in a fun learning environment. That sounds like the tosh a private school would feed you. Enroll your toddlers into our public school and let them get a taste of the future. We provide a rich and nurturing atmosphere for your child's... Okay, they use the exact same spiel. We're actually going to put him into a private preschool. You can send Sims to school between 5 a.m. and 10 a.m. Click on the Sim, and any time before or after that is either too early or late. School lasts about 6 hours, which will count down as soon as the student arrives. Sims will build skills, motives, and character values based on their school. The school doors are now open as it is 5 a.m. So we are gonna actually send him off to preschool. Stop. Is he just gonna like leave the house by himself? This is about to be He's wearing his formal fit because he's going to private school. You look like such a big boy. Look at you go, toddling down those little stairs. Stop it. And then he just disappears and goes off to school. Adam is off to school. This is actually really nice for those of you who maybe don't like taking care of your toddlers all that much. And if you want them to gain skills whilst like one or maybe both of the parents are at work. The toddlers actually doesn't count as a career. So you can't have them do different activities like you can in high school and also primary school. But as you can see, these are the different options. So you can do homework in class, increase homework completion percentage, lowers responsibility. So it does have an effect on those personality traits from parenthood, and also lowers school performance. You can obviously leave school early. You always have been able to do that. Listen to the teacher, increases school performance, reduces the fun need, chance for a stress moodlet, make enemies, lowers school performance, emotional control, manners, and empathy. This is really nice if you really want to focus on those character values, and usually they're so forgotten about, I feel like, in parenthood, that this is really going to make you focus on them, and it's really nice that these can go towards it. Increases negative relationships, so your Sims can actually like build those relationships up in school. Play games on your phone lowers school performance, manners, and responsibility, increases the fun need and the gaming skill. Lowers school performance, increases fun need, offers a chance of granting a happy moodlet by playing with toys, and sleeping in class lowers school performance, manners, and responsibility. High schoolers can actually flirt with their classmates, so lowers school performance, increases social need, and they can also scroll Simstagram. So obviously the teens are a little bit more like sociable than the kids. Lowers school performance, increases fun need, offers a chance of granting a happy moodlet. Mwah, that is beautiful. This mod I unfortunately couldn't get to work in my game, and I'm so sad about it because I actually think this is a really, really smart mod, and I am including it because I just think I was having some like unlucky issues with it because a lot of you recommended it. And this is the Ding and Ditch Smart Doorbell by Lot51. Basically, the biggest advantage to this mod is it gives you a notification when someone's at your door. It used to be in like The Sims 1 and The Sims 2, there was like a mini screen that would pop up in the bottom of your game, and it would zoom in on whether you had visitors or if something was happening on your lot, like a fire, for example. And then if you clicked on that, you could zoom over to where that activity was actually happening on your main screen and like interact with it. The Sims 4 doesn't have anything like that, so you can receive a notification. Also, if you are deaf or hard of hearing, you can actually enable a visual ring, so any number of lamps in your home can be enabled to flash a red color 3 times whenever the doorbell button is pressed. That is so sweet that they thought of that, and like this mod is inclusive. And finally, we have another Lumpino mod, which is the Woohoo Wellness. This, alongside like the big names such as UI Cheats and MCC, was probably one of the most talked about in response to my tweet. I'm not going to show this one off in my game because it is just that big, and I probably wouldn't do the mod justice, but I did want to talk about it because I feel like this adds so much to the game, and I will absolutely be downloading it and playing around with it. So you have pregnancy preferences and varied reactions for both partners. Woohoo risk. So obviously you can fine tune whether you want woohoos to end up in a pregnancy. Protection, fertility surgeries, woohoo transmissible diseases, paternity testing and drama, teen pregnancy reactions, cheating module, surrogate mothers. This is definitely an artificial insemination that jumped out to me because honestly, the amount of times I've wanted this whilst I was telling a story. Obviously, I play with same-sex relationships an awful lot, and I know that you can play with gender settings, and I usually do because I like the babies to be a mix of both parents. However, I feel like this mod is going to be able to do that in a more realistic way if you wanted that. Also, there's an adoption overhaul and more. I mean, literally, you can scroll through this and the amount of flipping options and like stuff that's included in this is wild. Thank you to every single one of you who suggested these mods. These were all incredible though. I have to say the standouts for me are that beard growth one. Although it was heavily gendered, oh my word, that just like appeals to what I love in a simulation game. And it just like adds that realism and the little details that I crave from The Sims 4. So I'm actually a really big fan of that. That is most definitely staying in my game. The education one will definitely like be really helpful. I don't really use character values all that much. However, if I do play with children or I'm playing like a family that I really want to focus on, I feel like Slice of Life, it just adds that realism, and I think it just does everything that I need school to do. And also removing Sims from a conversation, 110%. That is such a handy mod. Are you kidding me? If you have any other mods that you definitely couldn't play without, leave them down below. I think it's super helpful to those people who are like new to mods. Maybe you just got the game for Christmas and you're wanting to know which mods the community are using, which ones are helpful. I'll also link that tweet down below so you can go browse through and go mod shopping if you would like. But I appreciate you all so much. As always, massive props and thank you to all the modders out there who do wonders for the game and honestly are one of the biggest backbones of this community. Thank you so much for all of your hard work. I appreciate you all and I will speak to you all in my next one. Bye now.